We'll be solving the CSAT section of the civil services exam. Not in 2024. I'll be taking all over that it starts with the CSAT section. So let's start with question number 1. So in the question number 1, it's given a bar graph, and this bar graph shows different types of expenditure that have been incurred on the production of it. Now in the question it says that if the expenditure is now the expenditure on advertisement is 16%. So expenditure on the advertisement is 16%. Now here the question says that suppose if the total of expenditure on advertisement changes from 2.70, the 16% changes from 2.70 crore to 1. Find the question. So if this expenditure amount changes, expenditure on advertisement changes, then we have to, from 2.70 crore to 3.10 crore, we have to find the difference between average expenditure that has been incurred on infrastructure, average of infrastructure, salary, and R&D to that of the average of support and taxes taken together. So we have to find this difference first for 2.70 crore and secondly for 3.10 crore. And after that, we have to subtract the two values and then we'll find this answer. So let's divide it in two sections. So this is the 2.70 section and the original expenditure, and this is the second expenditure that has been incurred on advertisement. Now suppose we assume that total expenditure is X, okay. Now as we have already aware that expenditure is 16%, X must be 2.7, which means X is equal to 2.70 into 100 divided by 16 is equal to 16.875 crore. Similarly, we will take it for 3.10 crore. So 16% of X is equal to 3.10 crore, which means 16 of 100 X is equal to 3.10. X is 1.10 into 100 divided by 16. It is at 19.375. Now let's find the average of the okay. Average percentage. First section is a infrastructure. So is 18 plus 22 plus 6. Since there are three entities, we'll divide it 3 to find average, which is 15.33%. Okay. Is average percentage of transport and taxes. How much? Here we have 12.5 and 8. Since there are two entities, we'll divide it by 2 to find the average. And this we get is 10.25%. Now, we have to find the difference, right? Difference is how much? 15.25% is equal to 5.11%. Now, for X is equal to For 2.70 crore expenditure on X was multiplicate, we get for X is equal to 16.875. This is 5.11% of 16.875. 5.11 by 100 into 16.75. And this we get it as 0.8623. And for X is equal to 19.325. Difference kemana lo? 5.11%, right? 5.1% of 19.375. This will give us a value of 0.994. Okay. And finally, we have to find these two difference. Okay. Go for now, my 623 is equal to 0.99 minus 0.8623. So we get something like 1 to 12.77. Okay. This answer in the original, when I solved it for the first time, I got it as 12 like, but then I've solved it again. So this is the answer that I got because I didn't take care of this decimal points properly, 12.6. So I think the answer will be B, okay? If you got answer A, but after solving it again, I found out that it's B, okay? Let's come to question number 2. So here again, and this graph represents so ratio that is being given is nothing but the ratio of import to export, okay? So it says here that the import in the year, so we have two sections here again. We have the 2017 section and then 2018 section. In the 2017 section, the import was rupees 1150 crore. And 2017 lab ratio recommended as a 0.8, which means import is import by X 0.8. Import is 1150 by E is equal to 0.8 plus E is equal to 1150 by 0.8 is 143.5. Total, it says here the total export was 2400 for 2017 and 18 for the export for 2018 will be 2400 minus total export 1437, and this will give us 962.5. Now ratio to import by export is how much? We have for 2018 is 1.5, which means import by 962.5 is equal to 1.5. Guys, import is equal to 1443 by 75. So yes, we have to compare imports, right, of 2017 and 18. So import is this much for 2017 and this much for 2018. We see that import for 2018 is greater than import for 2017. And by how much amount? So difference is equal to 443.75 minus 9.75. So to 93.75. So the closest answer that we get is, so C is the answer. Question number 3. So in this figure, we have 4 sections of class 9. A, B, C, D. And the first section of the first horizontal row is the students who have failed in both exams. So there are 2 types of exams. First is the half exam. Examination. So people who failed in both these exams, the data are 28 from different section is 80, 17, 30. There are certain number of students who have failed earlier, but they have passed in the annual exam, and these are data are 46, 30, 24. Then there's the who have passed in the half yearly exam, but then they failed in the annual exams. These are 51, 47, 34. We have those who pass in. Let's just find the number of students each class. We have 145. We just add this. Is 22. If 100, these are the pass. We have to find the maximum pass percentage of the 2 examinations taken together, which means we have to find the ratio of this compared with this. It means we have to find the maximum pass percentage. In which sections is the pass percentage maximum when we take into account number of students who have failed in passed in both exams, who have passed in half yearly or failed in full annual exam, but and who have passed in annual exam but failed in. So total pass. So now we'll ignore this one. This one is failed in both the subject, right? Failed in both the exams. So we'll just take into account this as. So we have 117, 104, 78, and 100. And if you find the percentage, this one will get the first one, how much? 117 by 145 into 100. This we get it as 80.6%. Second is 104 by 122 into 100%. This we get it as 85%. Third, we get it 95 into 100% is 82%. And finally is 78%. So the maximum pass percentage is 85%, which corresponds to section B. Next is question number. So here we need speed of a car. Both start from point A to the same point and reach point B, which is 150 away. So 2 types of the transportation. One is the car and the other is the train. So we'll assume that speed of the car is x, okay, meter per hour. So speed, and it says that 20% more than the speed of the car, which means x plus 20% of x na 20% extra, which is x plus 0.2x 1.2x. Again, distance given is 150 kilometer. Now we know that time equals speed by speed. Speed is equal to distance by time. So time is equal to distance by speed. Okay. Therefore, time by r is equal to 150. Distance is 150. Speed x. Time taken by train is equal to 150 divided by 1.2, which is nothing but 125 r. Now we have a stoppage by train now. How much? 12 minutes. Okay. So 12 minutes is nothing but converted into r divided by 60 is equal to 0.2 r. Here now, final. If both the trains, if both the train and same time and reach the point P, which is 150 kilometers away from it at the same time, means from point A, they are going to point B. Car goes at its own speed, and train also goes at its own speed. Okay, but they reach at the same time. But here, the train has speed of 12 minutes. This means what? Since they're reaching at the same time, right? So speed of the car, time by the 12 minutes, which is 0.2 hours. 12 minutes is 0.1. If we solve this, then 150 by x minus 125 by x. 150 minus 125 is equal to 0.2. Yes, x is equal to 25 by 0.2 is equal to 5 kilometer per hour. That's the speed, right? So speed of car, which will be 125 kilometer per hour, and 1.2x is equal to 1.2 into 1.25 is equal to 50 kilometer per hour. Yeah. Let's come to the next question, which is question number 5. Question number 5 says that this consider question from question number 5, question number 15. Every question will consist of a question. The question number 5, what does it say? We have to find how much time does x take. Time taken by x destination. Now, in order to find this, they also gave two statements, statement one, statement two. So the whole idea structure questioning is such that in order to find this, whether we need statement one or we need statement two, or we need both statement one or two, or we need neither or, we cannot find this solution with the help of statement one and statement two yesterday. So in order to find the time taken by the x destination, the first statement says that ratio of the speed between x and y is, so speed of x is to speed of y is 3 is 2, and time taken by y is how much? 45 minutes. So in question like this, you can just solve mentally also. See, because we need to know that in order to solve things like speed, distance, and time, we need entities, right? At least two entities to solve this. So in general, we can say that from superficial level without solving properly, we can say that in a way we require both these statements in order to solve the question. So let's try to solve it. This is what we have to find out. Now, statement one says that speed of x is to speed of y is 3 is to 5. Now consider speed of x and speed of y is 5y. Oh, sorry, 5x. Now statement two is that can now remember that in this equation, to reach a certain destination, right? Since the reach destination is fixed, distance is same, right? Distance is same for x and y. Now, for speed of y into time for y, which is nothing but speed of y is how much? 5x, y 5 minutes, right? This is the data distance for y. So distance is same, so we will have to write y. Same time for x. Now time for x is nothing but distance by speed for x. Distance is how much? 5x into 45x. Speed of x command as a 3x. We find this 75 minutes. Since we see that we require both statement one and statement two divided by x, therefore both are So here the question is three tones which are located on a straight line. And R is between P and Q. Is down R is between P and Q. The distance from P to R is 100 kilometer. How far is Q from P? How far is Q? So this is the question. In order to find this, so they have given two statements. In order to find this, can it be solved with only statement 1? Can it be solved with only statement 2? Or can it be neither the statement? So statement one says that the distance between R and Q is 50 times more than the distance between P and P R plus 50% again extra level 50% of PR, which means PR is how much? 100 plus 50% of PR is 50, so it's equal to 150 kilometer. Okay, so statement one is that. So we found RQ, right? RQ is how much? 150. Now PQ is all. We just have to add 100 plus 150 is equal to 250. So the given data which is required, that is the PQ, we can solve it with step one. Okay. Statement that whatever information is given in statement one, that information itself is sufficient to solve the find the value. Now says that 5 times PR is equal to 2 times PQ. Now, which is nothing into 100 is equal to 2 times PQ is nothing but PR plus RQ. That's 500 is equal to 2 into 100 plus RQ. 500 is 200 plus 2RQ. 2RQ is equal to 300 and RQ is equal to 150. Therefore, we found that PQ is nothing but 100 plus 250. So we said even RQ can be found out by statement 2 also, which means that the answer should be number C now. Either statement 1 or statement 2 alone is sufficient. Since we can find the value of RQ with the help of statement 1 or with the help of statement 2 alone, answer number C. Okay. Next is question number. So it's given here, it's relating to interest. We have to find the rate of interest. So what is the rate of interest? In order to find the rate of interest, they have given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. We know that still the simple interest, so interest is equal to, so statement interest 7,000. So it is a total interest, okay? I can say is that the time invested parts, time invested is 5 years. Now, we know that interest is equal to PRT by 100. Now, 7,000 is equal to principal is how much? Principal to rate 5 by 100. Of principal, right? We don't know what was the value of principal that was initially invested, which means that by using even both statement 1 and statement 2, we can't find the rate of interest. Okay, that is why the answer is number B, which is both not. Then let's come to number 8. Number 8 gives the trend, right? It's a question on trend. So we have to find the length of the running train A crossing another train B. So there are two trains. And we have to find out that those trains are A and B. We have to find out the length of train A. Okay. So they have given three statements. Statement 1 says that the train takes 24 seconds to take the cross almost 24 seconds. Statement 2 says the trains are running in opposite direction, which means the effective speed should be plus, right? If they're running opposite direction. And statement 3 says P is 120 meters. We know that speed is equal to distance by time. Now, if you see this question, the speed of the train A as well as the train B is missing, right? So without knowing the speed, we can never find out the what we have to find out. Without knowing the speed, we can never find out the length of the train, which is the distance. That is why, in this case, we go with it. That is, even with statement A, statement 1, 2, and 3, the answer cannot be obtained. Okay. Number 9. It says here, so it's a question on the relation between simple interest and compound interest. It's what is the rate of interest per annum? So we have to find the rate of interest. Okay, this is what we have to find out. So statement 1 says that compound interest when the simple interest is how much? 500. Okay. Statement simple interest of it is equal to 500. And amount doubles itself in 5 years on simple interest. Amount after 5 years will be double of the amount in the first year. On simple interest, the amount doubles itself in 5 years. And statement 3 says that simple interest per annum is simple interest for first year or for any year rupees 2000. Now, let's take statement. It says that amount per 5 years will be twice the amount in first year. So amount in the first year is nothing but principal plus 0 amount in principal plus 5 times interest, 5 times interest, right? In a simple interest concept, the amount of interest is same for each year. So the 5 years it will just add 5 times. Now A5 is equal to twice of A1. A5 is how much? B plus 5 times I1 is equal to twice of B plus I1. B plus 5 times I1 is equal to 2B plus 2I1. So B is nothing but 3 times I1. Now P is equal to 3 times interest. The formula gets it P into R into D by 100, right? Now principal is equal to 3 times P into rate we don't know, but time is 1 year, right? Since we are calculating only for yearly basis on simple interest, 100. Now P and P cancel. So R is equal to 100 by 3. This is the rate of interest. So by using only statement 2, we are able to find out the rate of interest. Now let's take statement 1 and statement 3. It says the statement 3 says that the simple interest is 2000, right? Simple interest is 2000, which means PRT by 100 is equal to 2000. Principal to rate also we don't know, and time is 1 is equal to 2, 1, 2, 3, 0, right? So principal is 2000000 by R. So it is the from statement 3 we get this as principal. Now we also know that it's a compound interest minus simple interest. Okay, compound interest minus simple interest in 2 years. So for first year the interest though simple interest for first year is 2000, right? But the compound interest symmetry says that simple interest is 2000. But question number statement 1 says that 2 years like calculate gross at all. This means compound interest of 2 years minus simple interest of 2 years is equal to 500, right? Now compound interest minus simple interest, again I said 2000 for 1 year, so 2 years 4000 is equal to 500. Interest the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power n is equal to 4500. 20000 by R. Okay. all to the power number of years is 2 is equal to 4,200. See, since there's only one quantity which is R, so we can find R, right? We can solve this and find R value we can find. We don't need to find because the question is not related to how much is the rate of interest. We just have to know, understand better. These two statements can be used to find the value of R, which means that by using either statement 2 or statement 1 and 3, we are able to find the value of R. So the answer will be okay, which means statement 2 only or statement 1 and statement 3 only are sufficient. Now let's come to number 10. We have to find out the value. The thing that is it, we need what is the compound interest earned at the end of 4 years? Therefore, compound interest at 4 years. We have to find already time is given, which is 4 years, right? So in order to find this compound interest, what are the values that we require? P into 1 plus R by all to the power 1. And already is the 4 years, right? So we require rate and we require principal in order to find the compound interest. Now, statement 1 says that the rate of interest is 10% per annum. Statement 2 says that the simple interest earned on the time on the standard for the same time period. The simple interest for 4 years is how much? 6,000. At 10% interest rate, right? Rate of interest. And statement 3 says that the compound interest for 3 years is more than the simple interest for that period, 3 years, by 961.50 rupees. Now, as we have said, compound interest is nothing but principal into 1 plus R by 100 all to the power n. We have finding for number of years is 4 years, right? And statement 1 says that rate of interest is already 10%. So P is the value that is missing, right? Now, if you look at statement 2, you'll see that statement simple interest is 6,000. That is P into R into T by 100 is equal to 6,000. Principal into rate is how much? 10 into 100 equal to 6,000. So principal is 6,000 into 100 into 10 into 4. So this is the value of principal that you find. Now statement 3 says that the compound interest after 3 years is equal to simple interest years plus 961.50, right? Compound interest in 3 years is how much? P into 1 plus R by 100 number of years, which is 3. Simple interest is P into rate of interest gimana sih? 10 into time is 3 years by 100 is equal to plus 961.50. So in this way, only one quantity is left out, which is P. So we can find out P, right? In this here, we got the rate of interest from statement 1. So we require statement 1 Similarly, found the principal through statement 2. So we require statement 2, and we found the final value of the from statement 3, right? After putting the value of principal. So from statement 2, from statement 1, we got the rate of interest as 10%. Okay. Using this rate of 10% and using simple interest statement to the final principal. If we find prelims, we already found the compound interest, right? Since principal is the only entity which was missing to find compound interest. Similarly, from using the rate of interest as 10% from statement 1 and using it on statement 3, we also found here the principal. Okay. So the answer will be, along with statement 1, which is the rate of interest, we require either statement 2, statement 3. So the answer will be C. See, in this question, compound interest is P into 1 plus R by 100 all to the power n 4 years. The rate of interest, we'll take it from statement 1. So statement 1 is, you already got it now. So it's compulsory statement that we have to take because it's the only one where it mentions the rate of interest. In statement 2, if we use this rate of interest and time of 4 years, we find out principal is the value of principal. Here, statement 3, if we use the rate of interest and time, we find the principal. See, we don't need to solve this, okay? Like I said, we are not supposed to find, the question is not to suppose, the question is not whether the actual value of the compound interest. We only have to see whether we can solve this problem using the statements. So no need to go on solving it. And we find that along with statement 1, we require statement 2 instead, or statement 3. So the answer is number C. Okay. Next is question 11. So it's relating to cost price, selling price, and mark price. Okay, the three difference though. Cost price is, mark price is, now here's the product. Okay, it's at kept at price 15 rupees. So this is the mark price, not what price it is marked or kept it is not marked. And if it is sold for rupees 20 rupees, this is the selling price. Okay. And in order to manufacture this product, it costs you say 10 rupees. And this is the cost price. Okay. Sometimes cost price will be equal to the mark price. Like it costs 10 rupees and it is market, and sometimes it will be same, but sometimes it is different also. No? So this is cost price, selling price, and mark price. So here we have to find the profit, right? What is the percent profit earned by the shopkeeper on selling his articles? So profit percent we have to find out. Here in statement 1 that the mark price of an article was sold at the mark price of it above its. Now consider cost price as X. Okay, so the mark price will be X plus 20% is equal to 1.2X. And statement 2 says, that the a discount of 15% on the mark price was offered. So discount is equal to 15%, which is 15%. So yeah, from the mark price, the product was discounted, right? So 15% off 1.2x is equal to 0.18x. So this is the amount of discount. Now, selling price to kemana guys? It was marked at 1.2x and discount to 0.1x additional. So it will be 1.02x. Now profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling price to 1.02x minus x is equal to 0.02x. Therefore, profit percent is equal to 0.02x divided by x into 100 is equal to 2%. So we found that profit percent is 2%. And since this profit percent can be found out without statement 3, we don't need statement 3, right? To find out, we need only statement 1 and statement 2. So the answer is number D. That is statement 1 and statement 2 are sufficient. So only with statement 1 and statement 2, it is sufficient to find out the profit percent. We don't need the statement 3. Now let's come to number 12. Now question number 12 there. So here we have a venture where a joint venture, okay, between A, B, and C. Now we have to find out the C's share of profit. Here statement 1 says that B invested 2 lakh. Statement 2 says that A joined after 4 months, okay, with a capital of A invested 1,60,000 and it got profit return 8,000. And statement 3 says that C joined after 3 months. So if you see these 3 statements, we can't use profit, right? We don't know how much C has invested. It only says that C has invested. C has joined after 3 months. That's the only that has been given. And also it's sure that B invested 2 lakh and C invested and A invested 1,60,000. We don't know how much C invested or what is the investment of these companies, right? Of the joint venture. So because these data are not sufficient to solve the answer is number A. That is, even after using all 3 statements, the answer cannot be arrived at. Now, the question number 13. So there are a number of, in that cricket team, it says that there are 11 players. Okay. And the average age of 11 player is 26. So it says average age of 11 players is 26. Now, let those 11 players be A, B, C, up to K, right? 11 players divided by 11, average equal to number of entities, 11 players, 11, 26. Is the question. Now, the statement 1 says that if we leave aside the captain and the youngest player, the average age, so suppose we leave the captain and the youngest player, we don't know which one is the captain and which one is the youngest player from A to K. But it says that if we leave aside those 2 players, the average age of the 3 groups of 3 players each are. And if we leave the 2 players, there will be 9 players, right? And if we group them into 3 groups, subgroups, then the average age is 6, 28, and 30. This is the first statement. Now statement 2 says that the captain is 7 years older than the younger player. So the difference between the captain and the youngest is 7 years. And the third statement says the average age of 10 players other than the youngest player is 5 years. And now leave aside statement 1 and statement 2 to Ekbach and Architect. Let's go for statement 3. It says that the average age of 10 years. So A, B, C. Since J up to 10 player. Average of these 10 players, which does not include the series, we have 25 years and 9 months. Okay. Now, one we had A, C, K is 26 into 11, right? And from statement 2, A, B, C up to J is 25 years, 9 months into 10. Now, you can substitute here, right? A do talk about the right, that way we find the age of K, which is this data does not include the youngest player, right? So this assume that the youngest player is K, which is already included in the question of all the age of the 11 individuals. So which means that the included here, they are not included, but it's included here. We'll assume this as K. Now the value of this is already here, right? This is the value of A to K. So if we substitute this value here, we find that something plus K is equal to this something. So we find the value this way, right? The youngest one. And in this way, answer becomes statement. So statement 3 alone is, so we see that statement 3 alone can be used to solve this question. So if we see the 4 options that has been given in the question, we see that B is the appropriate answer, right? We don't need to go and solve the other one. That is statement 1 and 2 only are sufficient, because B is sufficient, and if we go by the options, we see that B is the only possible answer. Let's come to number 14. Here it's given the so there is a room. Now we have to find the total area of 4 walls, right? This is the thing we have to find this. So this the 4 walls. Only the 4 we have to find the area. Statement A says that statement 1 says that the area of one wall is, so one of the wall is 168 square meter. Statement 2 says that the floor area is 140 meters square. Statement 3 says that the ratio is in the form of 5:7:6, which means 7, width is 5 and 6. So these are the three statements that have been given in the question. Now, this is 3 meters square. So this means 7x, right? 7x into 5x is equal to 140. 35x square is equal to 1x square is equal to 40 divided by 35, which is 4. So x is equal to 2. Now length is equal to 40, breadth is equal to 10, and height is equal to 12. So we see that we have used only two types of data, right? We have used the data of statement 2, which is the floor area, and we have used this data of the statement 3, which give us the size of the floor. So we see only statement 2 and statement 3 is required to solve this solution. So the answer is C. Okay. And finally, question number 15. It says that okay, there is a cylindrical tank. Okay. And what is the capacity? In order to find the capacity, which is nothing volume, okay? Let's see. Suppose this cylinder has a radius of r and a height of h. Therefore, this volume will be into height, which is by r squared into h. Statement 1, here statement 1 says that the area is 138600. Statement 2 says that the height is 1.4 times the radius. And statement 3 says that the circumference is nothing but 2 pi r, right? It's a circular circumference, so 2 pi r, and it's given as 1320 centimeter. So in order to find the capacity, we require two entities, right? Area into height. So now area into height is nothing but pi r square into h. Now we require two more entities, height and radius. We don't know height, we don't know radius. Now, if we look at these three statements, the first statement is this much, right? Area. So area is nothing but pi r squared is 138600, right? So we can solve it on and we can find the radius value we can find out, right? Similarly, statement 3, circumference density, which is 2 pi r, is 1320, right? Now we can solve it. Radius is nothing but 1320 by 2 pi. So like this also we can find out the radius. Now radius too we can find. Similarly, height too we need the statement 2 data, right? Which is height is 1.4 times r. So we need this statement number 2. And apart from this, we require this statement 1 or statement 3, which means that we require statement 2. By any means, we require statement 2. And apart from statement 2, we require either statement 1 or statement 3. Okay. That's why the answer is number D. So those are the first 15 questions that have been asked on aptitude. So there are more questions. Question number, question number 191. In question number 90, it's given the data, right? We have the class, we have the frequency. 150 to 155, 155 to 160, 160 to 165, 165 to 170, 170 to 175, 175. The frequency given is 18, 15, 11, 9, 10, and 7. So let's try to find the cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency is for be 18. Next will be 18 plus 15 is how much? 33. Next is 33 plus 43. 53 plus 10 is 63, and 63 plus 7 is 7. So this is the cumulative frequency. Now we have to find the sum of the upper limit of the model class and the lower limit of the median class. So let's find out the, so this is the lower limit of any class, and this is the upper limit. Okay, now we have to find question the lower limit, upper limit of the model class and lower limit median class. Here, if we see the question, amount frequency, okay, we see that exam frequency is 18. This is the exam frequency. So max frequency is 8. So total class will be 150 to 155. This is the model class. So the question upper limit of model class to come up to proper number now one. This is the total number of total frequency is 70, right? So median document now half of this 70 and by 2 is 70 by 2. Now we have in the cumulative frequency section, we have to find where this 35 lies, right? No. 35 lies between these, right? Between 33 and 44. This is where the 35 lies. So median class will be the upper one, okay? The bigger class will take 160 to 165. Okay. So we have to find the lower limit to come as it is 160. So the difference of, we have to find the sum of upper limit of the model class and the lower limit of the median class. So sum is equal to 155 plus 160. Okay. Next is number 2. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, here is given marks. Below 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Below. So first we'll try to find out the class intervals, okay? Below 10 means 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 to 60. Frequency and cumulative frequency. So it's given below 10, below 20, right? So it also means it's cumulative frequency, right? 31, 59, 80, and 90. So this is the cumulative frequency, okay? So from this cumulative frequency, we'll try to find the frequency, which will be, first one will be 5. Second will be, we'll keep on subtracting 12, 31 minus 17, 14, 59 minus 31, 28. 80 minus 59 is 21. 90 minus 80 is 10. So this total must be 90. Okay, it should be same with this, the last cumulative frequency. Now what we have to find? So motor class the maximum frequency document as a we have 29, which is motor class for 28 is motor class is 30 to 40. So answer is B. Next question, number 93. It's given a series as 16, 20, 25, 30, 36, 52, and find this solution. Now, if we see this series, difference between these numbers, though, this is 4, this is 5, this is 5, this is 6, this is 6, right? So for this question, see, this is 1, right? 1. Now we have 2. And next will be 3. So it will be 42 plus 6, that's 48. Or the other way to see this, since the difference is like this, the next difference will be 7, right? Or it's 4 plus 7, that is 49. So the answer will be either 48 or 49 again. The most likely is 48, but there's also chances that it can. Oh, sorry, the most likely chances is 49, but there's also chances that it will be 48. Since 84 right there, 85 does, so like most likely 6 to 10 davi whole chance like that. Or it can go as 5 5 6 6. Difference can go at 5 5 6 6 7 7 davi job. Next come number 94. 94 from among these numbers, which is a different one, right? So if you see from this number C though, we have 64 and 729. So 64 64 is the square root of 8 and 79 is the square root of 27. So the answer is C. Others two, they are not square numbers. So answer is C. Next is 3 of the following numbers are like in a certain way which is different. Here 4 numbers are given: 294, 81, 105, and 164. Okay. So if we see a number, in order to be divisible by 3, their digit must is divisible by 3, then it is actually divisible by 3. Now, if you see here, if we add these numbers, this digit that is 1 is equal to 9, plus 0 plus 5 is equal to 6. 1 plus 6 plus 4 is 11. So 15, 9, and 6. The sum of the digit is divisible by 3, right? Divisible by 3, which means these numbers are also divisible by 3. So this is how you know whether a number is divisible by 3 or not. If we add the digits and if we see that it is divisible by 3, that means that even the number itself is divisible by 3. But we see that this is not divisible by 3. So the answer is D, okay, because it is not divisible by 3. Number 96. Number 96, so it's easy. If we just substitute, we give it 30, and say 1, 2, 3, B, 14, A, 200. So we just replace it with 13 into 7 plus 123 minus 14 divided by 200, we get it as is C. So number 97. Number 97 says A is equal to 76 divided by 4 plus 125 into 5 minus 229 is equal to 19 plus 625 minus 229 is equal to 415. And B is 76 into 4 plus 125 divided by 5 minus 229 is equal to 304 plus 25 minus 2 to 0 to 100. So all right options. Yes. So they might likely award equal marks to everyone. Next is number 98. Which two signs should be interchanged to make the given expression? So let's go. So here number 3 into 18 is equal to 6 plus 7 divided by 21 minus 5. This equation has been given now. Option A says that equal and divide must be interchanged, which means 3 into 18 divided by 6 plus 7 equal to 21 minus 5. So let's do bottommost rule. So division will come first. 3 into 3 plus 7 is equal to 21 minus 5. So next is we'll multiply it. 9 plus 7 is equal to 16. So 16 is equal to 16. So answer is A is the right answer. Now let's come to number 99. Is the given rectangular block a cube? So there's a rectangular block. So we are not sure if it is a cube or not, okay? If it is a cube, then all the sides will be equal. Otherwise, if not, then it is a cuboid or it is not a cube. Statement 1 says that at least two faces of the rectangular box, two faces are square. Statement 2 is volume is 125. Now, see, even if the two faces are square, it can still be a cuboid now. How? This face and this face, though, they are square, but still, this is not a cube, right? Because the length may vary. So this one is not sufficient. And statement 2 simply says that it is a total volume is 125. So it can have any value. If we take into account both this statement, which means if this is a, we have to understand that this is a cube root, right? It's a cube root, right? That means 5 into 5 into 5. Now, if the sides are square, right, as per the statement 1, it means that there are chances that this will be 5 into 5, right? And we know that volume is 125, so we can also assume that this is 5. Total is 5. So which is that if we take both this statement, we can find out the volume. So answer is D. Both these statements are required. And last is question number 100. In this case, so here we are given a question of expenditure that have been incurred on publishing a book. The types of expenditure, this includes promotion, royalty, printing, transportation, binding, and promotion. Now in this case, there's no difference between the mark price and selling price. Okay, so mark price is the selling price and is sold at rupees 200. Now it's this mark price, that is the selling price, is 25% higher than the cost price. Now, if we assume that cost price is equal to X or mark price is equal to X plus 25% higher, right? So 1.25X. Now, these two are same, right? 1.25X is equal to 200. So is equal to 200 to 1.25, which is equal to 160. Then of paper. By therefore actual cost of paper is equal to 90 divided by total degree is 360, right? Into how much is X? 160. So this will get us 40. So answer is